The SH-4d has already established itself as a highly versatile, multi-engine desktop synthesizer. But now it's been taken even further with its biggest and most powerful update yet. Version 2 unlocks new sound engines, powerful modulation options, and massive performance upgrades to the SH-4d's creative possibilities. Let's jump in and take a closer look at every new addition in this version of the SH-4d. The Step Oscillator is a new model that lets you create evolving, rhythmic modulation patterns inside of the oscillator itself. The sound comes from two oscillators with preset waveforms that include variations of saw, square, triangle, and sine waves, as well as a ramp, a Juno, and a noise wave. The level of the second oscillator can be mixed with the second fader. The first button sets the model as either monophonic or polyphonic, and the second button sets the octave of oscillator 2. The display shows a blank modulation pattern that we can start shaping, primarily to modulate the filter cutoff, but also a wide range of other parameters. It's like having a built-in step LFO or sequencer inside the oscillator. To create a modulation, we can use the left and right arrow keys to move along the 16-step pattern. The value control sets the amount of modulation per step with precision. If you want to work with more speed, you can also use the first fader. The curve control selects one of 36 modulation waveforms for each step. The rate of the modulation pattern can be changed with the fourth fader, and the sync can be turned on or off with the fourth button. Here's an example of another pattern written with saw waves. The third fader controls this model's primary modulation, filter cutoff. And the third button controls the secondary modulation, the oscillator's pitch. As mentioned earlier, this pattern can modulate other parameters. In the oscillator settings menu, you can find settings that control amplitude and pan amounts. This menu also gives you controls for the fade-in time of the modulation pattern, and further parameters to control both oscillators 1 and 2. Disabling the key trigger setting is really handy for creating seamless key changes without retriggering the modulation pattern. Now, if you're feeling brave, you can use the step model's modulation pattern as a source inside of the matrix. This not only lets you use the pattern to modulate many more destinations, but also multiple destinations at the same time. The Harmonic Oscillator is a new model that lets you stack and shape multiple harmonics to create rich and dynamic sounds, using controls similar to a traditional drawbar organ. Each fader controls one of the oscillator's bars, and the end buttons change the pitch of the high and low bars. You can use the rotary or VK rotary tone multi-effects to create an authentic organ sound. Or you can use other effects to create modern sounds and ambient tones. With the sequencer, you can create movement for each drawbar by recording its motion or punching values into the step sequencer, changing the oscillator's harmonic structure over time. The drawbars can also be modulated using the matrix menu, allowing you to control the level and pitch with LFOs, envelopes, or other modulation sources. The SH-4d can now enable system effects, including reverb, delay, and chorus. This means that when changing between patterns in a live performance, the effect's tails will carry over smoothly, creating seamless transitions without cutting off the sound. I've set up a few patterns here for a live performance, but if you listen closely, when I switch from one pattern to the next, the effects on the high synth cut off briefly, breaking the flow and interrupting the sound. But once I enable system effects in the settings, the effects tails seamlessly carry over between patterns when switching, keeping the sound smooth and uninterrupted. These effects can be enabled or disabled individually in the system settings. To help your patterns flow smoothly, the SH-4d now supports pattern chaining, keeping your performance moving with seamless, hands-free transitions. I can use the same patterns to demonstrate how pattern chain works. I can choose how many times a pattern loops before moving to the next one, control the direction of the chain, or even have it jump to a specific pattern that isn't directly linked to the current one. Here, I'll chain pattern 4 to the next pattern, which is 5, after one loop. Then I'll chain pattern 5 to a later pattern, pattern 8. Pattern chain can also be turned off system-wide, which is especially useful when editing. It prevents accidental jumps to another pattern and helps you avoid losing any changes. Substep timing now lets you create way more human, unquantized feeling sequences, especially great for drum parts. You can now set substep timing in 10% increments from 10% up to 90%, letting you push notes way off the grid for a looser, more human feel. Another great addition in this update is Quick Overwrite. It massively speeds up the process of saving tones and patterns. It's just a quick button press, and you're right back into the action without breaking your momentum. The version 2 update is a major step forward for anyone using the SH-4d, either performing live, sketching out ideas, or diving deep into sound design. The new oscillator models, expanded modulation, and smoother workflow features really open up what this synth can do. Let me know in the comments what you think the best new feature is. If you'd like to see more of my content, you can support the channel by liking and subscribing. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I thank you for watching.